Welcome back as we are recapping the week of July 18th through the 22nd on this weekend review edition of Bayou Time. We now take you to Tuesday, where we took various phone calls from around the area. Let's go down to the next caller. Thank you for holding patiently. Welcome to Bayou Time.
Hey, Jumbo Jason, what's going on, cool?
Not much. Let me ask you, what you want to talk about, the flood, technology, or the public school buses? Which one?
Well, basically, I'm going to talk about the flood.
The flood? All right, go ahead.
Well, I was on, I think it was yesterday with Martin and Mr. Claudet. And I forgot to tell Mr. Claudet he is actually one of our better parish presidents due to the fact that he is a very sharp businessman.
Okay.
And just because he didn't know this or that as in the beginning, I'm sure he's got both feet planted in the ground by now. But I was going to give him a compliment on the good job he was doing. It had slipped my mind because I was talking about Jean Street and how that poor little old lady kept flooding.
All right.
And that councilman should have done something for that person and the people around Jean Street as a councilman. This little old lady really can't afford her carpet being pulled up all the time for a rain. She really can't. A Social Security check don't allow that. So I'm not going to say who the councilman is because I figured that's kind of rude.
Let's go to the next caller. Thank you for holding patiently. Welcome to Bayou Time.
Hello, Jason.
Hi.
Man, I'm glad to hear about that beach. That's going to be a nice sandburn.
Well, I tell you what.
That's what I had called for the third day that all deals came down. It's finally going to be a big one.
Yeah, and
that's what they need to do to the whole coast and put rocks, you know.
Right.
No, I'm calling. I was watching C-SPAN.
Okay.
What's going on right now? They're trying to pass that cut, cap, and balance bill.
All right.
You know, why they don't want to work together, man? I can't understand that. Obama offered 3-to-1, $3 for $1 in revenue, $3 a cut.
I didn't see that today. What do you mean,
well,
3 to 1?
For $1, he will cut $3.
Okay.
You know, 1 to 3.
All right.
Of subsidies and all that. You know what I mean?
So if they spend $1, he's going to cut 3?
Right.
Okay.
So the Republicans don't like that. Okay. Now here's the Democrats. The Democrats want to pull a loophole out of the tax system for the rich. And the big companies, all companies are not paying anything, you know. The Republicans don't like that, you know. Now the Republicans want to cut Social Security, which is what we pay. That's not an entitlement to me. I pay Social Security.
Right. Well,
so they shouldn't even touch that for the 50 people older.
Well, do they want to cut it, or do they want to make it privatized, or make it go in a different direction, or they just want to cut it?
Well, a good chance they didn't let Bush privatize it and throw it in stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Where we would be at today?
Well, you know,
for working 40 years.
I understand. You know, some people may, instead of having the government take it out of their check and hold it, they would like to invest it themselves or put it in their own piggy bank so they know it's there if they need it.
Jason, you know, half of the people want to invest themselves.
Well,
but they have to pay it if they work.
And you're right, because and we've talked about this all the time, because then if they take it themselves and they have that lack of personal responsibility and they blow it on something, then ultimately you and I are going to be footing the bill for them.
Exactly.
Anyway, so exactly. I understand that argument.
So the best way to do it is take it out their check, just like you do. You know, that way when they get old, they will have something.
Okay.
You know, but you know, the Republicans shouldn't do this, bro. They ought to work halfway and meet the Democrats and give them the tax loop. Let's straighten out this tax. Let these rich people pay the same amount.
All right, I understand your position.
And I agree with the Republicans on one thing. They need to cut. Okay. But they don't need to cut Social Security, which people pay.
Right.
They don't need to cut our soldiers, but they need to cut everything else that they don't need. Now, if I'd be President Obama, I'd pay Social Security, I'd pay my soldiers and my military.
Okay.
And then whatever's left, Let them figure out what they're going to do with it.
Go down to the next caller. Hello, thank you for holding patiently. Welcome to Bayou Time.
Good evening, Jason.
Hi.
About that lottery winner.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like getting taxed at a rate of 35%. This guy is not benefiting from a tax loophole or government subsidy. Do you think we should give people who win lotteries tax loopholes and government subsidies for winning?
I don't know. Do you feel that way?
Well, I mean, you know,
I think it just shows that across the board, if you have an income, I think it's just representative. If you have some sort of income, just how much money you have to pay to the government, depending upon how much income you earn.
Yeah, and if you don't have, and if you're not eligible for tax loopholes and government subsidies, that's how much you pay. That's how much everybody's supposed to be paying, around 35%.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they want to cut out the loopholes and the government subsidies. Isn't that a fair cut?
Well, I think it's representative of the area. I understand what you're getting at. Where you have some businesses that are given tax cuts for bringing business to a different area. You have the major corporations, obviously, nationwide, that pay, in a lot of people's opinion, no taxes at all, and people are frustrated with that.
Yeah, and tax deferments that just go on for years and years and years. The other thing I wanted to mention, Jason, is that I've heard already twice from Tricky Ricky,
yeah,
of his criticism that the government is paying to fund two programs. One he calls Pickle Technology, and the other one he says it's shrimps on treadmills for shrimps. Have you heard about that?
Why don't you go ahead and explain it to me? Sometimes I don't exactly understand where Ricky's going with things, but sometimes I do.
Yeah, well, when I hear of things, I like to research it, look it up, and see exactly what I'm talking about before I open my mouth. But what I was able to learn is that pickle technology refers to a gene in the human genome, and well, not the human genome in this case, but it's the genome system in vegetation, and pickle technology is about a specific gene in a radish that has the capability of a high storage capability of vegetable oils. And this technology is contributing to the science needed to develop biofuels.
Okay.
The other thing is the shrimp on treadmills was an effort by a university in Oregon to help determine the overall health of seafood. And they feel like if they could determine whether or not crustaceans and the like are in a healthy state, that chances are that the seafood is safe. And if for some reason over the next 10 years they can see that the overall health of these seafood items are impaired or deformed, or if they can't hold up to some physical scrutiny, that perhaps they had been compromised.
All right, that was a look at Tuesday's edition. Now we take a short break. When we come back, Stan Gravois hosted on Wednesday night, and there was a big news story, an announcement made by Governor Bobby Jindal. We'll take a look at that when we come back from the break.